Hi friends, this is Gail ONeill, and I teach stamping. I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to show you a few. Now, this is one I did quite a few weeks ago, and this was one of the backgrounds that I had done with alcohol inks. So I forgot to put embossing buddy in it, so most of these stuck. So I kind of opened it up before and I threw a few more in and some beads, but I don't think I got it down all the way, so I'm gonna kind of put it down. But that's one. These are the ones that I've done between yesterday and today, so you can see different ideas. This one, I got the idea from Jennifer McGuire with using whatever you have a die cut for. And I almost did the lighthouse, but I didn't like the background, so I just put it aside. I guess I could finish it, I don't know, but I didn't like it. So one of the things I learned, and you will learn as you make them, is that if you want to use DSP, double it with cardstock. So when you cut it through a double layer so you know exactly where you're going, or cut it like a drop shorter, because this is what happens because it's so thin. Okay, so this was with our letters that are retiring, and I was thinking with this one, depending on what colors you use, it could be a great graduation card. So you could put a little graduation cap here, and it's yay well done. So there's our little shaker for this, and it goes all the way across. So that was a fun one. And then this one with Broadway birthday. I think I did do, well, I just stamped a little thing on the insides on a couple of them. Now this card I just came across, so something like this you could also do it, but I wasn't going to take it apart and do it. But these were also with backgrounds, but all you need is your layer of acetate underneath, and you can throw some bits in there too. All right, let me get rid of this, and I'll bring them back at the end. They're so fun to do. Hi, Judy, Linda, Victoria. Yeah, they are fun to do. You know, and remember, we've got our circles and our squares, and which one do I want to do first? I'll do this one first. That's the one I had taken a picture of. So we're going to make that one, and I have another background. So when I did the backgrounds, this was done with the Brusho. Oh, it's so funny that I'm behind, so I'm just watching me shake, shake, shake there. Okay. This is one I'm not using, but that was another background. Okay. So what I did with this one is I used Mossy Meadow and the grass from the mermaid, and I pre-did her. And just stamped. That kind of changes the whole thing, doesn't it? Actually, in that one, I didn't use... You know what? I'm going to stamp it again. I think it'll look good. I used Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to go kind of in between. What's the worst can happen? It'll look bad. It's good. It's good. So that's one of the new colors. I don't want to put my hand in that. Okay, so I've already cut these two. So this is a piece of cardstock. I wanted to double up on it. This is also the soft sea foam, and I put this through the subtle folder. So we're going to glue those together. And this is just like a little bit smaller. I trimmed off a little bit so it'll be easier to put together. So I'm just going to use liquid glue. That together. Okay, so that's ready to go. Was Judy and Gloria have a date? Okay, so that's ready to go. And then what I do with the card base, make sure I have that ready, this ready. Okay, so then we are, you kind of look at where that's going to be. So we know we can put this to the edge because I made that a little shorter. And I think I'm going to do a double row. Your lunch group. Nice. I missed my lunch group this week. All right, I'm going to hold on to those little bits. So this is basically an easier one. It gets harder when you're using you know, more shapes. Like I did on some of the others. But you want to make sure that you're touching. And if you're not, like when that happens, then go back and squish something in, because you don't want to lose your bits once you put them in. You might lose your wits, but don't lose your bits. Get in there. Okay, then one thing very important is you want to run a little bit of your embossing buddy around the sides. Okay, so I'm also, where'd my mermaid go? We're going to put the mermaid in. So she also gets glued. And like I said, this one is basically an easy one. So she's in there. And then I took some, which ones do I want? There's some gold in there. I was almost going to run to the store, but it's like 45 minutes to go. I want some of those. And then there were some little, okay. So, where's my tool? I just reorganized and now I don't know where I put anything. Okay, so I'm going to put a few drops because when your card is standing up, everything's going to flow to the bottom. So this way you have a few that are still looking like they're cooking. Okay. And don't even worry which direction you put them, because when they're floating around, they're going to be every which way. I don't think there was enough glue there. I hope I put enough glue for them to stay. Normally you could let it sit for a while before you do the rest. Stay, please stay. Don't mess this up for me. Where's that other one? I want teeny eensy. Okay, so once you have a few of them around, then you can sprinkle some in. And get them everywhere else, which is par for the course. And I'm sure I'm not putting the right covers on these. Okay, and then from years ago, I have some of these clear beads. Okay, so the only other thing we have to do is put the acetate. So I'm going to set that to the side. Put this in for now. Doesn't want to go. Okay, so that can go to the side. So now I've already cut the acetate, but I wanted to show you, like, this was from a 3M copy machine and it's fine. This piece was, you hear how thick it was a like piece of packaging. So I started, you know, like saving them, and I just stick them in a file folder, and they're great. They're much thicker. So I cut that down already, although it could use a drop more. Okay, so again, I'm going to take liquid glue. Now you can use your tape, but the liquid glue does work. A couple videos I watched, they were like, no, don't use liquid glue, but it does. I don't know how that got so dirty. Okay, but it's going to be, you know, like wet for a while. So then we can go ahead. Oh, and you also want to run this embossing buddy over that. It stops some of that static that always happens with your bit sticking. Now, when I was doing these, I really did take my tape off first before I put my bits in there. it makes it easier. Like right now, I have the chance of that happening, like you stick to it and then everything goes plink. And there were a couple that I had to do backwards. Like I couldn't put my tape on them because of the different ways you had to do the tape. So then I was trying to use the beads, and that's when you find out how not level your table is, because all my beads were running that way. And you see how the paper curves a little bit? So yeah, it was definitely fun. All right, so I've got to get over that. I have to stand up. It's much easier to do it the other way. Okay. So there we've got that. And then all we have to do, and that is kind of cockeyed, but it's not sticking out, so I'm not going to worry about it. As long as it's not beyond your frame, you're good to go. And then this, you can lift up and I chose not to put a greeting on this one. You could put either something on the inside or you can put it across this way. I do so many. Here, I'll give you a sneak peek of Wednesday, but you know, just to put a little piece across, you could do it down here with anything. That was a sneak peek. I'm getting ready early. So yeah, but I chose not to because this could be a birthday card or anything. So rather than decide now, decide later. Okay, so that was number one. So the second one, I'm only doing 2 tonight because these do take a little bit longer. All right. This is where it is when I say I can't find it. And I think these I already stamped everything. The only thing I need to stamp is the inside piece. So I started putting these together. And this is the card right here. So what this one is a piece that goes on top of it. So it's a little different, but you can do that with our squares, our rectangles, our circles. I chose to do it with this one. So I've already glued together, I think, 4, maybe 5. And I was cutting 2 at a time. So this one ended up like this. I was going to put maybe some gems in there, but I didn't. But this one I decided, because it didn't cut all the way through, to leave that for the top piece. So I'm going to put the plastic in, the acetate, and I had a smaller piece cut. It's got to be right here. I'll use this one. I don't care. Okay, I'll use this one because I don't know where it went. Okay, so what I did was, let's move that. I just put the glue. Oh, wrong one. Put the glue on the top piece. not the bottom piece. And I see I lost one of those. Okay. And then you're going to glue it right down to the acetate. Okay, and I'm just going to let that sit a minute. And I have that other dot to put back in it, just so it's dry. And we're going to take this and stamp in Coastal Cabana. Always looks like it's not on there. So there's the hooray. And here's the It's Your Birthday. So this piece, no, I can't do that yet until I do this. All right, so we're going to do this. They all go together different, so then you have to, you know, like remember. So all I did was trim around it. Okay. And then again, we're going to take just a little bit of that, because that's going to be the very top. So we're going to put that on. Did I stamp that upside down? No. I just scared myself. Now, to make this white piece, you can either do it the same way I just cut the acetate, or you can take the die, trace around your piece of cardstock, and then cut, but cut inside the line so that it's a little bit smaller. Okay, so we're going to throw in some of these. The iridescent. And just for the heck of it, I didn't in the other, I'm going to throw in some of these micro beads. And then once you do that, you can close it up. So again, you can, you know, either use the tear tape or the glue. Either is going to work. Whoops. And there's a little piece of acetate that is sticking out. So you can always go back and trim a little bit more. At least it's clear, you don't really see it. So there's your shaker. Okay, so I took the black and I put it through the subtle folder. So we're going to glue that down. Maybe. And Lemon Lime Twist is what was perfect for this card. and get it while you can. I'm not even sure. I haven't checked to see what if anything has sold out, but it's a retiring color and it's just amazing. Let me see if I can find my spritz that I made today or yesterday. Nope. Alcohol, alcohol, water, water, water. I don't know what I did with the spritz. Okay. So I do have an alternative that I bought years ago at a scrapbook thing. I don't know if this is going to be darker, but if you see on this, I took alcohol and some of our shimmer paint. But I knew that the alcohol would dry really fast. All right, that kind of worked. But I didn't want to put too much on, as much as I put on the other, because this is not alcohol. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this down. And then we can take our little shaker. I just got scared that it was leaking, but I picked up a couple of those. Don't want it to leak. All right, and then I'm going to use the liquid glue again, because it's definitely the easiest for putting it down. And trust me, it's not going anywhere. So I put that at an angle and put my hand in the ink. And then the balloon just gets a drop of glue on that. Like that. And then wherever you're going to put this down, and I went a little bit too far to the left, so I'm going to adjust this more. Okay. So I'm going to put it here and put a little bit, I think on the bottom. Oops, that was good. Good one. Stay. Stay. All right, and then I have to put that little bit back in. So a drop of glue and my tool. And if any more of them fall out, it's going to get bling. Oh, that's still, I'll put another drop of glue. Or a glue dot I'll put right out in the corner there. Glue dots to the rescue. And then the It's Your Birthday, which was also just here. How do I like lose things like this? Did it fall? Well, anyway, it's somewhere. It's probably glued underneath that. Oh, there it is. Yay. So then that just goes right there. And try and put it on straight. And you got another shaker card. And this one, I think, yeah, I stamped 2 balloons on the inside, which I will do later for that one. So that's the shaker, shaker, shaker tonight. I'm going to bring everything back. And I'm hoping using this that there's less of a glare. I don't know, somebody messaged me that they have a hard time with my videos, so I not be knowing. So I'm going to bring these. Oh, I was going to shut my overhead light, and I didn't do that. So these were all the shaker cards. I hope you try it out. It is really a lot of fun. And anybody who guesses what this is going to get a little prize in the mail. So you guess, and I'll let you know who the winner is. That's part of Wednesday's little thing that I just put my fingers in. I'm trying to bring this down so that it's all in the video. I see myself. So that's funny. So I will be back on Wednesday. You already got a little hint, so it's not going to be my motto. I do know what I'm doing. And I'll see you then. Have a great few days. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you soon. Good night.